Bonjour, je suis Leslie Weir de Bibliothèque et Archives Canada. J'aimerais vous parler d'histoire et de vérité. Bibliothèque et Archives Canada préserve les réussites des Premières Nations, des Inuits et de la nation métisse de la partie nord de l'île de la Tortue, aujourd'hui appelée Canada. Nous reconnaissons que sans la vérité, on ne peut y avoir de réconciliation. Les réussites de tous les peuples du Canada qui forment l'histoire du Canada, ou plutôt les histoires du Canada, doivent rendre compte des expériences de chaque nation, de chaque communauté et de chaque personne, car nous avons tous vécu différemment notre histoire commune. Il faut préserver toutes ces recettes pour que les générations actuelles et futures comprennent comment nous sommes devenus qui nous sommes. So I'm going to tell you 5 quick stories in the next 7 minutes. Many of you know Charlotte Gray, the prolific, award-winning nonfiction writer. For 30 years, Charlotte has sifted through the Libraries and Archives Canada collections like a history-hungry detective. Charlotte flipped through the William Lyon Mackenzie King family photos. She dug into Susanna Moody's letters and uncovered gold rush tales of the Yukon. Now, what did she do with our country's rich historical fabric? She spun them into bestsellers like Mrs. King and Sisters in the Wilderness. Our collections inspire authors at Libraries and Archives Canada, but also visual artists, filmmakers, and so many more. Kent Monkman, a Cree artist, filmmaker, writer, creates provocative interventions into European and North American art history, with the help, I might add, of some wonderful works of art from our collections. Kent and his co-author, Giselle Gordon, wrote The Memoirs of Miss Chief Eagle Testicle, a true and exact accounting of the history of Turtle Island, which provided us with a Cree and queer perspective layered over colonialism. This unique point of view enriches our shared understanding and can contribute towards reconciliation. Conceptual artist Sarah Hatton brings history to life through her art. To digitize military service records of the First World War, our team at LAC painstakingly removed every little century-old brass fastener that fastened together the documents of each and every member of the Canadian Expeditionary Force. How many fasteners were there, you ask? I can tell you, 640,000. Sarah used her artistic creativity to give these little brass fasteners a new life, while honoring Canadian soldiers who served in the First World War. She pinned thousands of fasteners onto large black military tarpaulins to create stunning celestial maps of the night sky. Sarah recreated what the sky looked like on the last night of 5 major Canadian battles. Imagine, when looking at these works of art, each of us can experience what a soldier saw when they looked up at that night sky on that last night of the battle at Ypres, at Vimy Ridge, at Passchendaele. Creators also use our collections to shed light on past events and to learn from the past and move forward with reconciliation. In Winnipeg, Rachel Beaulieu from the Manitoba First Nations Education Resource Centre directed a compelling documentary, A Cup of Cold Water, which explores the remarkable journey of Alfred Kirkness. Kirkness exposed the neglected condition of the cemeteries at the Brandon Residential School site, the final resting place, sadly, for many of the residential school students. His letters are preserved in our Winnipeg office, providing the foundation for this revelation. And today, his story is shared in screenings and schools across the country to ensure that the truth reaches the people. On July 1st, 1923, Canada passed the Chinese Exclusion Act, which banned virtually all Chinese immigrants from coming to Canada for 24 years, separating many, many men from their families in China, while requiring all people of Chinese descent, even those born in Canada, to register with the federal government. On this, the 100th anniversary, the community is commemorating this racist act against Chinese Canadians by exposing the truth through visual and spoken word art, exhibits, and the opening of the Chinese Canadian Museum in Vancouver. Internationally renowned local digital media artist, Eric Chan, aka Ip Man, explored his own family connection through his mural for the exhibit The Paper Trail, a history of the Chinese Exclusion Act in Canada at the Canadian Museum of History. He uses images of the original immigration certificates to underpin the importance of the physical objects themselves. History is more than just words on a page. It is more than just books, drawings, or maps stacked in vaults or even in museum showcases. Everyone is the author of their own story. Within the vast heritage of our past, individuals can discover stories to broaden their perspectives, enrich their understanding, and unleash their creative powers. J'espère que nous continuerons de voir à peu près des histoires bouleversantes et de nouvelles idées, qu'elles soient exprimées dans des livres, des œuvres d'art, des films, des chansons ou d'autres manières, selon l'inspiration des créateurs. Pour ça, à Bibliothèque et Archives Canada, nous devons préserver et rendre accessibles tous les documents historiques qui racontent véritablement notre passé. C'est plus que jamais le cas à notre époque où la désinformation facilitée par l'intelligence artificielle générative peut être utilisée pour réécrire le passé. J'espère enfin que le fait de raconter nos histoires et de comprendre notre passé nous aidera à créer un meilleur avenir pour nous tous. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. Miigwech.